before we get started, if you guys need any more information for the PTR, you can click on any of these little annotations and find more information about the PTR for each specific hero. Hello? Team? We have a lot to be talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know where to start. Well, I do. The patch notes. Patch notes are where we're going to be starting. But I have not read a single one of these patch notes quite yet. So you're going to be watching kind of my first interpretation of every single one of these things and kind of where I come from when it comes to...
Oh, baby, a triple!
A little loud with that. Jedi Dude 13, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. I definitely need to turn that down. Holy, eardrums are gone. Alright, we need to try that one more time.
Oh, baby, a triple!
A little lower? Hopefully that's good. Alright, so we're going to be going over the patch notes here, so let me get these going and up here. Ladies and gentlemen, alright, so we need this. We're going to take you. We're going to put you over here. Oh, this is going to be great. Alright, so we're going to kind of, we'll figure out the, we'll figure out all the others. This used to be a Dread Bro and Dread Girl stream. Jesus. Alright, here we go. So this is our patch notes. Are we good to go here? I think we have everything in line. Alright, so this is going to be up on YouTube after this, for anybody who cares. So this is going to be really interesting. So this is going to be, like I said, first time going over this here with you guys as well. We'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better here. Okay, so holy shit, is there a lot to talk about. PTR, man. We have Gazel, complete rework. Illidan's going to see a rework as well. Kael'thas has a talent rework. Sylvanas has a rework. Tychus has a rework. So let's look at character heroes that just blatantly needed it. Gazlo was in a rough spot. That makes sense. Illidan, that scares the shit out of me. This is the third time we see him going to be reworked to a severe amount here. And we'll figure out how that kind of works out. Kael'thas being reworked, I honestly kind of want to slip my wrist. The fact that he got work over every other hero in the game before. Like, there's just so many other heroes that I feel like needed attention before we look back at Kael'thas and make him cancer once more. That I just kind of wish they had not done it this way, but I guess. We also have... Sylvanas is going to get reworked. I think that's going to be really good. Tychus is going to be reworked as well. I think that's a really necessary thing as well. So, makes a lot of sense. Significant challenge and number changes. A new Barak, definitely needed. Malf, Tyrael. Tyrael's scary. You mess with him too much, he becomes a god among men, dude. Arth is still not seeing any work here. TN Bakery, welcome to Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for subscribing. Bakery, I love you. Thank you very much. The one true Karazim. Hello. I am Karazim. But here we go. We got to go into Vala. We have Rhaegar, Sergeant Hammer. Oh, just a bunch of craziness here. Lost Cavern. Awesome. Sweet. We have a new ARAM style of lane. That's going to be really awesome. But realistically, I don't really have much to say on this. This is something that I'm going to be playing. It's going to be fun. But it's not a competitive map, at least for the time being. So I'm actually going to pull away from this, guys. It's something that it's more fun than it is about how does it really affect the game that is Heroes of the Storm. Oh, those are just free to play. I thought he got adjusted. Never mind. That's RIP. So did a new Barak. I thought it said these heroes received... A number of heroes received significant changes. Oh, but they're all free to play. That's lame. Never mind. Okay. Alright, so let's just... let's ignore Dehaka for now. Or should we start with Dehaka? I'm going to be playing a lot of Dehaka, so we'll just go... We'll go top to bottom, dude. This is going to take forever. We might as well, dude. Alright, so here we go. Moving in right out to the gates here. We're going to Dehaka, the Primal Pack. Holy cow. Punda, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. Alright, so here we are. We're going to be moving on here. So right out the gates, Bush. Okay, so I've talked a little bit on State of the Nexus. By the way, for those who don't know, me and Bakery and Kael'thas are actually, we're hosts of State of the Nexus, which is a kind of podcast talking about Heroes of the Storm, more of the competitive aspect. So for those who don't know, definitely tune into that where we talk about things like this, and I've already covered him a little bit, but we're going to be doing a little bit more here in the future on this. We're definitely going to be going over this, I think, this week as well. So let's look at this. So Bushstalker, you cannot use your mount. Nothing new there. Instead, you may burrow you may burrow into any brush or vent in the battleground, 40-second cooldown. So right out the gates, when I look at this, I just think, okay, so late game mobility, depending on how quickly he can do it, is going to be absolutely terrifying. All right, so essence collection. You can collect 10 essence per hero takedown. That's going to be interesting. 2 per 2 per enemy minion killed nearby, storing up to a maximum of 50 essences. All right, so you're going to be able to get a lot of essences. That's pretty neat. Activate to consume health regen over the next 5 seconds for each stack consumed. That is actually awesome as well. Pretty cool, getting self-sustained from the hero. Can be cast during drag and burrow. All right, so nothing involving. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. So hero takedown, and it can be used to just essentially restore health onto yourself. All right, so this is where shit gets weird. All right, lash out your tongue. Drag. Lash out your tongue, dealing a light amount of damage to the first hero hit, dragging them to you for 1.75 seconds. I already just think that this is like broken. I've talked about this already. It just seems scary that he comes out to just be the most terrifying things in the world. Mainly, I think when I look at Dehaka's kit and some of the things that I've covered, I'll cover the rest of them first, and I'll talk about them after. All right, so Dark Swarm. W, over the next 3 seconds, you gain the ability to move through units. That's awesome. That's the first hero that's going to be able to kind of do that. Deal damage to the area around yourself. Deals double the damage to heroes. All right, so floating through people is going to do a lot of damage. That's going to be awesome. Can be cast during drag and burrow as well. So everything's going to be used during drag and burrow, both of those tools. So E, burrow into the ground, entering a stasis, becoming invulnerable for 2 seconds. I want to know if burrow is a mobility thing. I haven't actually gotten to see that quite yet. So isolation, launch biomass, deal damage, silences. That's actually deals damage, silences, and slows enemy hit. And first enemy hero for 30% or for 3 seconds. That's interesting. Okay. For the next 6 seconds, the affected enemy loses sight of allied heroes. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. So you get silenced for 3 and then you lose vision of your team for 6? So you have 9 seconds of effective CC. That's interesting. The reduced vision is one of the most underestimated things, I think, upon first read that you guys will realize. Like, I don't know how many of you played League of Legends, but Nocturne, for instance.
Baby, a triple!
Danners, welcome to Dreadnought. Dan3RZ, I don't know how exactly you want that pronounced. Welcome to Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for subscribing. So here we go. So it's just absolutely terrifying that you have the ability to do that. This doesn't look like Rocket League. Am I on Rocket League right now? Am I in the wrong game? No. Well, rip. Let me make sure I get these patch notes back up. Sorry there. All right, so already it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm really kind of terrified for that as well. So adaptation, after 5 seconds, 60% damage during all the time, return to you as health. That is 60% of all damage taken will be returned to you as health. That means you're really relying on your opponents essentially doing a burst that can't be taken back, kind of like Pyroblast. So I don't know how much effect that will have, especially considering the tools that isolation has, but obviously numbers are something that we have to consider here and be looking at as well. So when I look at Dehaka's kit, when I've already gone over it a little bit when we were talking to State of the Nexus, a lot of what I'm afraid of with Dehaka is his laning phase. Every 40 seconds having the ability to gank and move in through like a rotation and get a kill is why I think he's really, really, really terrifying. I do think adaptation and isolation ults are both going to have a lot of impact on the game, but I'm more terrified of his kind of laning phase. I think that's where good and bad Dehaka, in the competitive perspective, especially on Dragonshire, for instance, I feel like he's just going to be terrifying in the top lane specifically from the competitive aspect. There's just a lot of things about Dehaka that I haven't played yet, but he scares me a little bit. I think he could be really, really strong, but we're going to have to find that out later. But he's pretty interesting. I love the dynamic. I love the kit. Everything about him is awesome, and it looks fun, and that's what makes me the most excited. User interface, hero select. I'm not even going to be worried about this. Game start notification. Bans have arrived. Holy thank the heavens. Dustin Browder. I just want you guys to understand. BlizzCon, not 2015, BlizzCon 2014. Heroes of the Storm. they had a question and answers panel. And on this panel, they announced, or beforehand, they announced that they were going to release Hero League for the first time ever. And I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, here we go. Symbiote Gaming, we were all there. We were all totally excited and everything else. And then they would tell me that there's going to be no bans. And so then I get sad and I go up and they say, we're going to take a couple questions. And I haul my ass up there to be like, oh, I got some sweet questions that I need to ask. And I go up and I ask why that bans won't be implemented. And this was in 2014. And that I think it really is inherent for the competitive scene for them to implement bans. And they argued that they think it's not going to be a situation. Dustin Browder specifically told me that they didn't feel like it was necessary within the game, at least for the time being, at least not from a broken perspective. And so here I am, 2 years later. Finally, we've done it. We did it, Reddit. I'm really excited for this. It's actually, this is my favorite change of the whole patch already. Even though I just started, but it's my favorite without a doubt. It's just gonna be, it's just the dream that it finally came into the system. So the highest matchmaking will make the issue of the bans. Okay, that's pretty neat. Players selected to issue bans can be identified. New icon. All right. So all this is stuff that we're gonna mess around with. That's gonna be awesome. Really, really, really great. So, link or it didn't happen. I've actually looked for the clip. I have screenshots of it. I had a screenshot linked to me the other day. I'll try and find the clip before the stream's over. Give me a little bit. All right, moving on here. We're going to have Draft Lobby is going to receive some stuff. That's all going to be awesome. Hero selections, visually rework, draft overhaul, add visual polish. Awesome, awesome things, but nothing I need to really cover directly during this time. Several ban methods added for custom draft lobbies. 1 ban, 2 ban, and mid bans. That is awesome. So this is cool because it provides from the competitive perspective that tournaments can be held with more than one style of drafting and whether or not it's going to be healthy or unhealthy. At the same time, there's no way they create adaptation within the current competitive scene for how big of tournaments they have on the line to just change the entire draft system. So I like that. I like that it's an option, but I don't think it's going to affect competitive anytime soon, but maybe I'm wrong there. I can vouch that Dreadnaught asked for bans at the first Heroes BlizzCon. See you, Steve, our one true savior, coming in vouching for me. Here we go, moving on. In-game UI, Heroes Portrait, that's awesome. Okay, hotkeys are different and better, awesome as well. Things that I'm not going to cover too much. They're really awesome and cool, but they aren't things that I feel like are necessary to cover. Let me know if you guys feel like that's a little bit different, that you can have better hotkey system, have advanced tabs. That's really, really cool. What are we going to go into with art? Don't care so much about art. Bundles, I don't care so much as well. Sound, I am not too interested in. Design, AFK detection. Okay, players who are not in the start of the game will now be more quickly removed. Neat. That's actually kind of awesome. A better situation there. Is there death recaps? Apparently I'm missing death recaps. Hello? Oh, death recap. Okay. Yeah, that is really important. Death recap is going to be notified. We're going to be seeing a lot of that implemented, so that's going to be awesome. You guys are right. I missed death and score screen update. These are all things we'll see while playing later today. So this is a huge patch adjustment, though. Death recaps is something we needed for a very long time. Quick cast for individual abilities. This is huge. The quick cast for individual abilities is absolutely huge. For instance, like Stitch's hook is something that I've always wanted to be quick cast on release specifically for me. And I really like that that's finally being implemented. Art. I'll look at the major bullet points from now on. I shouldn't be skipping everything. New bundles, I don't care. New skins, not so much. Voice lines for Li Ming. Okay, that's cool, I guess. General. AFK detection, awesome. Hero movement interaction unification. Several abilities have been changed in an effort to unify their usage. The following abilities can now be used more than to move to invulnerable units. Interesting. So that shows a difference in the coding there. That's kind of adjusted. Kerrigan, Ravage Q, Illidan, Dive Q. Makes sense. The following abilities can now be used to travel to objects created by an enemy such as Sergeant Hammer. That I love. So finally being able to move to like projectiles like that. Kerrigan Q, I think that's awesome. Lunara's Leaping Strike, I also think that's awesome. Illidan Dive, I think that's useful. Radiant, oh man, I love these. Each one of those I love. This is one of my, oh, absolutely love these changes. Really well done there. All right, so then we got on-hit effects here. Effects applied. Basic attacks will no longer be applied during evasions caused by basic attacks to miss. So that's actually really neat. I love that. The on my way ping will now display lines on the minimap to show the projected path travel. That's going to be interesting as well. That's actually really, really big.
Triple.
Oh man, how do I say this? Shorian? Did I get that? I think I nailed that one. Welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the support from each and every one of you guys, and thank you for tuning in as well. Hopefully we get a little bit of education when it comes to this patch notes here for the PTR. Dragon Knight now is going to be immune to attack speed slows applied from the enemy forts and keeps. This is actually huge. This is huge. This is from a competitive standpoint. This is a huge adjustment to this map. Okay, so the reason why this is going to be such a big thing is actually strategically, if you had a man advantage while sieging up the keep, you would actually have your tank actually tank the damage for your Dragon Knight. So you would do that so DK could maximize the value, but you would not risk the kill on the individual. But now that changes the prioritization of who actually gets into the Dragon Knight. Number one, it changes who gets into the Dragon Knight. From a competitive standpoint, the best and most optimal person is now heavily adjusted. And number two, you can always ensure the fact that the Dragon Knight is going to be the one looking to be the one individual who's going to be tanking when it comes to the map objective. So this is a actual huge change, even though it seems very, very small. So I really like that. So targets are punted by Savage Charge will no longer be stunned after the landing. I like that adjustment. I think that's cool. All right, Garden of Terror, player controlled. All right, so basic attack reduced by 15. Okay, basic attacks now 50% damage to nearby non-heroic enemies. Okay. Basic attacks now instantly kill minions. Okay, I get it. I see where I see where this is headed. No longer affects minions or mercenaries. Okay, but keep in mind this wording no longer kills minions. It doesn't say mercenaries here. This is really, really crucial, and I'm going to talk about this once we finish the rest of the changes here. All right, so no longer affects minions or mercenaries. No longer deals damage to structures, so it only cripples them. Garden of Terror now deals 100% bonus damage to structures disabled by overgrowth. So whenever you have your W,
Dead. My team is forever dead.
Your commentary has been seriously
loud?
instrumental into my play becoming better. I appreciate the time you put into the community and teaching and showing good play and theory. Keep it up, dude.
I appreciate the donation, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words as well. That was probably a little bit too loud. I'm working on it, you know. But thank you very much for the donation and all the support. Thank you, man. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you guys and your donations and your subscribing and everything else. I genuinely need each and every one of you, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to spend the time that I do to try and provide content. So thank you very much there. All right, so we're going back here. So here we go. So no longer affects minions or mercenaries, no longer deals structure. Okay, so whenever your W is applied to the target individual, you do 100% bonus damage. But with your reduced attack damage, you're going to be doing a little bit less there. So I don't know how I feel about that, but she does hit like a motherlicking truck, dude. Maximum duration increased. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. So when split pushing left alone, she becomes more effective. So now the Garden Terror is now forcefully going to be responded to more, especially post 13 time. Cooldown's going to be increased. Okay, so now the placement effectiveness is far more relevant than it was before, and your team zoning off of it. So now it's essentially not going to gain nearly as much. This is actually huge. I don't know if I like that. I think I gotta play this one out, but I'm a little bit no on-screen notifications. Twitch alerts. Oh gosh, my Twitch alerts isn't working on screen. I'm sorry. I'll work on it. Hold on 2 seconds. Look at, there you go. Give me 1 second, guys. Crop from the top. Alright, and now color. There we go. Should work now. Yeah, it feels like this is going to make Garden of Terror. This is just my first thoughts, right? I have to play it out, but my first thoughts when it comes to this map specifically, it feels like... How do I say this? It feels like it made the map slower, which was the biggest problem they had before, was that the map was too slow. It feels like it's slower now, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. So also keep in mind the basic attacks. So this is what I really like. All right. So here, this is where I get all girly and excited. All right. So the Garden of Terror used to be able to lay the W. Okay. So the general strategy, the time between the getting the actual map objective and being able to get in the terror is roughly like a 1 minute and something, like 15-second amount of time period, right? So within that amount of time period, you had all the control in the world and you didn't have the opportunity. You could do literally whatever you wanted to do. So at this time, now with this adjustments, it leaves you into a position to where that downtime is going to be burnt on getting map objectives, and that map objective is then going to be getting the mercenaries. So while the mercenaries are now split pushing, traditionally you would just get in your Garden Terror afterwards and then push in the lane that's the opposite of yours pushing, and then if your opponent had the terror, he would respond to your mercenaries pushing in a specific lane. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen, your basic attacks, your W no longer affects the minions or mercenaries, so you can't kill it for free that way, but then also you sit into a position to where your auto attacks do not instantly kill the minions, so that actually doesn't affect the mercenaries. So now the mercenary anti-response out of a DK or out of a Garden Terror, when you go 1-for-1 on the terrors, the team with the most mercenaries in theory is the one with an advantage, which is how it kind of should be, but it wasn't necessarily how it was in the beginning. So if this is only affecting minions versus mercenaries, the fact that it doesn't affect mercenaries, it makes that middle 1 minute downtime, it makes that 1 minute of play very, very relevant in the competitive scene that it wasn't kind of before, because you would just laugh and throw out a pot. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I know I get excited and then I start going like I'm feeling like a rap god. Essentially, because you have a minute and something amount of seconds on this map where you get the opportunity to capture mercenaries, and because this no longer directly affects mercenaries, the team who ends up going blow for blow with terrors and both getting one, it gives you the opportunity to then defend or push with the mercenaries and also defend the mercenaries. It makes you on the back foot if your team doesn't have enough people up or in the position or ability or composition really to maximize the mercenary effect within that duration of time. Not seem to be too relevant at first. I think it will be very important in the long run. There we go. Did we do it? Did we slow it down? I think I nailed that one. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. Health is increased by 100%. That's crazy too. Alright, so let's move down. Talents, arcane power. We're hitting generic talents. Obviously, it wouldn't be a Blizzard patch if we didn't rip apart generic talents. I personally think this is good for the game. Honestly, I just like to talk shit. Honestly, it's probably a bad thing. Alright, here we go. So arcane power. Duration increased from 5 to 10 seconds. It's not Bolts of the Storm, so I don't care. Block. Reduction increased from 50% to 75%. I don't like this. Let's make auto attacks more relevant. Irrelevant. I don't know. Dampen magic. This talent has been redesigned. Okay, dampen magic now charges, allowing all ability damage increase to be reduced by 50% for 1 second. Neat, but not that neat. Wait, bolt's been removed? Has it really? Am I getting trolled? Some of the melee still have bolt. Everyone who has arcane power lost bolt though? Oh shit, I haven't even got to that part, dude. Is that a real thing? We'll get to that. We'll get to that, boys. Calm down. So that makes more sense now. Now this makes sense why I care about this talent. If bolt's not a thing, that makes sense. Alright, so we'll get into that. Alright, dampen magic, I mean, it's pretty neat. It's a step in the right direction. For some heroes that was removed, makes sense. Alright, Vampiric Assault has been renamed Vigorous Assault. I really don't care when you rename things, guys. Vampiric Strike has now been Vigorous Strikes. That's exactly what I needed. Alright, here, so let's go into, here we go. Alright, so, starting out the gates, Gaul. Gaul can now use Shove, Eye of Kilrog while riding the Dragonite or in the Garden of Terror. I like that.
Oh, baby, a triple!
Darkness 275, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 8th month in a row. Alright, so yeah, no. I mean, okay, it's a nice little change, you know. Step in the right direction. Greymane's basic attacks in human form have received responsiveness improvement. Love when those kind of things happen. Every time Blizzard does this, they seem to nail that shit. I love that. All right, melee basic attack animation has been increased by 50% to match the speed of his ranged basic attack. Love that as well. When you're in human form and in melee range and you slap them with your little baton thing, you look like a derp retard, and it seems to be really offsetting to using A moving. So I really, really like that adjustment there. Marked for kill, bullet range has been increased by 25%. Bullet speed, 45%. I like both of these changes as well. I don't think it's going to be necessarily the most outstanding, but I think it's really relevant. I think the speed is huge. The range was always nice, but it's more that it was impossible to hit at long range, so the speed's going to be big. I like the change. We might see a little bit more mark for kill. I definitely like it. I definitely do enjoy it. Illidan, holy shit, Illidan, dude. All right, so let me just start with I hate this hero and that I hope he's never relevant again. Hello? Not really. This is the third time he's going to be reworked. Illidan's just a hero that I'm always so afraid when they touch, because he's just going to be, you're going to feel it in your butt for 10,000 years if you touch him a little bit too hard. You know what I mean? When Blizzard just adjusts him just a little bit too much, it's like, yeah, that's my Hero League experience forever. So the Illidanger is terrifying here. So, all right. So, let's be going. Shadow Shield, holy shit. Shadow Shield, Regen Master, all of this. Look at the bottom talents, you can see. Oh, wait. This rework will change your mind. Okay, so Immolations at level 1. I like that. That removes his shield, though, on his E. Rapid Chase. I don't memorize all his talents off the top of my head, I'll be totally honest. Shadow Shield is the shield at level 1. Regen Master, obvious. Season Marksman, obvious. Follow throughs at 7. First Aid, 7. Giant Killer, 13. BFB. So all his generics were removed. Holy shit. His health was increased by a metric shit ton. His health regen was increased by a large portion as well. His attack speed increase was by a lot as well, which is terrifying if he still has the same passive. All right, so permanent. Okay, so new level 1. Permanently gain 0.1 basic attack damage for each enemy minion killed nearby. 1 damage for each enemy hero killed nearby. I don't like that. Okay. Upon reaching 20 bonus attack damage, you gain an additional. Oh my, fuck me. Are you serious? That doesn't count for mercenaries? Okay, if that doesn't count for mercenaries, I hope that doesn't count for mercenaries. Please don't make that a thing. That extra bonus, I gotta do some math on this one, but this might, it's just mainly because here's what I'm afraid of, right? And so it's not even that this changes, like, it could be really good. It could be. But what I'm thinking in my head is like, okay, well, that's actually rather slow, the rate at which he's going to be able to build it up, but that's a huge spike. What I'm in game, it says it's an extra 10%, not 20. Okay, well, that makes a little bit more sense. We'll find out how it's going to apply. But what I'm worried about is Blackheart's base specifically. If he just sat around and merked all day, and then if you would be able to get the procs off of the mercs and then be able to spike harder, but since there is no relevancy for mercs in this, it kicks in about 8 minutes or so, if that with single target laning or duo, because you got to remember at the professional level as well, you could have a 1-4 rotation, and if he's a part of the 4, then he gains the soak for both minions in 2 different lanes, essentially giving him 1 attack for every 30 seconds the minion spawn. So then at that point, you'd be, yeah, it would be at that threshold. That's going to be something I got to play around with and see how easy it is to activate, but it's interesting. I didn't expect that. I was more afraid of the mercs than anything. So, all right, so every 4th consecutive attack, this is 16 talent. So every 4th consecutive basic attack against the same hero deals damage to equal to 6% of the target's maximum health. Are you serious? Oh, every 4th consecutive one. That might be scary. That might be really terrifying. It comes down to his survivability. All I can think of is, like, I need Stone Skin, dude, or I'll get one shot. But, like, with his new damage and numbers, he might see a lot of, like, holy shit. That is scary to see that out of him if he still has the same chase that he always had. So, let's look at this. Betrayer's Thirst. There's so many other things that changed. I don't know if this is relevant or not. Oh, 7 minions. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I said 5. That was my B. Words are hard, boys. Healing increased from 20 to 40%. Basic of attack damage. That I don't. Oh, gosh. I just hate this passive. Increased healing. I just hate lifesteal. It's so terrifying. When offense is your defense, it just makes him just a nut up or shut up. Give me the Tassadar shield style hero. All All right, so Thrill of the Battle has been removed. Thirsting Blade redesigned, moving from talent 4 to 7. Increases, oh shit, healing from 40 to 60%. While sweeping, only while Sweeping Strike is active. Okay, that helps a little bit. Hunter's Onslaught talent 16 to 7. Hate Lifesteal, wait till you see Tychus. I don't hate Lifesteal. I hate Lifesteal with Illidan when he gets the reset as well. You can get CDR and you can get Lifesteal, but you shouldn't have both, you know? That's how I feel about that, but YOLO. So 16, level 16 to level 7. Oh, shit. That's a huge change. Healing increase from 15% to 25% from ability damage done. Now only affects basic abilities, not his heroic. Double. Oh, healing double against heroic targets? Seriously? Am I reading this right? His level 7 talent provides 50% healing on ability damage? Am I reading that right? That's scary. I don't like Illidan. Please just stop right while we're doing this right now, guys. There's so much testing to be done. Holy shit, we're on like the first hero at this point. All right, so Lunge. Lunge has been removed. Okay. Only if his abilities do damage. I know his ability doesn't do that much damage, but it's whether or not it scales with some of his other talents as well. It's going to be interesting. All right, so keep moving through here. So we're on Lunge here. At this point, let's go through here. So friend or foe moved from 13 to 4. You know your original design in Heroes ask when you're moving things from level 13 to level 4 and level like 16 to 4. Like 16 is literally the third most powerful power spike in the game, and that was a debatable talent tier. At least they understand, but it's just that's scary if that's the thing. Anyways, here 13 to 4. Target ally no longer reduces dive cooldown. Now increases dive range. Oh, buddy, that's not fun. I hate Illidan. I just don't want him to be scary again. Rapid chase moved from 7 to 4. Movement speed reduced from 20 to 15. Okay. Reflexive block. No longer triggered by invasion. That's good. Casting dive now provides 3 block charges. Holy shit. Each charge reduces damage taken from the next basic attack by 75%. That's better than what? Did they fuck with his ability to reset dive? His trait, is his trait been removed? Am I reading this right? Is this, hold on, let me look at this. Heroes, does his trait, Illidan, does this trait still give CDR? Did they remove that completely?
Yes.
It still gives CDR by 1 second. And then they give him that shit. And they give him evasion. But it's not triggered. But it's not triggered at the same time. So it's, what the what? Holy shit. And he gets lifesteal? I'm afraid of him already. I don't like this. Can we go back to the old Illidan? The one where he like silenced? Not really. That was a joke. I don't like that. I'm feeling the hatred at this point, guys. I don't like, I hate this hero. Please never. It's like Nova. I just never want him to be relevant again. That talent's terrifying against melee-centric comps. And he also, keep in mind, he gets the block, but he gets the old version of block. He doesn't get the new nerfed version of block. New nerf version. Oh, never mind. It was buffed. It was buffed. So he gets the buffed version of block, too. He doesn't even get the old version. He gets a buffed version of block. 3 charges on the cooldown of 6-second cooldown. He gets 3 block charges. Like, holy actual, what? Jimmy, is that you? Not really. That might not be that bad. It all comes down. There's so many changes this patch. I actually don't feel confident saying that that's going to be terrible, but it does scare me. This whole patch is just kind of terrifying. All right, so let's be moving in here. Mark for Death redesigned 4 to level 16. Dive deals an additional 230 damage, 4% per level, so average scaling each time. Mark for Death redesigned, moved from 4 to 16. Dives an additional 234. Okay, each time it's cast on the same target within 10 seconds. This is Huh.
I know you're still there.
Huh. I'm just gonna play Illidan from now on. I'm an Illidan main, guys. Sweeping strikes, bonus damage, reduced from bonus duration, reduced from 4 to 3 seconds. I think that's good. Fell reach, battered assault, hitting 2 or more targets. Honestly, at this point, I think he's relevant enough with some of these changes that I think I already want to try him and see how I feel about it. Immolation damage.
Baby, a triple.
So they mess with immolation damage, but it starts at level 1. KLM numbers, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. This is going to be interesting. Unbound, move from 4 to 13. Sweeping strikes if the enemy doesn't get... Okay, 13 talent. What are the new ones? Hitting an enemy hero with sweeping strike grants resistance? Seriously?
Oh, baby, a triple.
JNS Junior 84, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. I don't understand. Like, we give them resistance too?
Oh, baby,
Holy
a
shit.
triple.
Rocka, welcome to Dreadnaught, or Rocka 5, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. We're about to have another one, boys. Sorry about this. I just... Evasion duration was increased.
Baby, a triple.
Because if your block wasn't enough, Akabidi, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. In case your 3 blocks every 6 seconds wasn't enough, ladies and gentlemen, in case your lifesteal nor your evasion and your block and your evasion not stacking, in case this was not enough, no, we gave you a half a second evasion longer. What? I hate this hero, dude. Everything about him just tilts me. He lost every burst healing.
Baby, a triple.
He lost every burst healing, and Sixth Sense is gutted. I do realize that there are a lot of adjustments to him. I just hate heroes where it's just face roll all in. Offense is your best defense. Like, he honestly could be trash. He literally could be terrible. It's just... there's nothing I've hated more in this game. Like, there's like a couple of heroes and how they were played and when they were good that I've hated. Number 1 is like Asmodan, Pushmodan. When it was with Abathur, you would double clone and it was cancer on the core. Like, it was just stupid, retarded play. Illidan, when it was protect the Illidan comps and it didn't matter. Like, he had 2 invulnerability frames. It was impossible to actually stack your CC to kill him. And it was just the most terrifying thing. It's like, not even that it's like... It's not even that I like the balance level of it. It's more of just the concept that I hate the idea of like a hero who just like go, and then like all of his offense now becomes defense. It's like the Jax effect for who have played League. I just don't enjoy it. It's not that it's like god tier or that it's worse. It's just hate. I just hate their approach. I'm gonna move past Illidan because he's definitely needs. I gotta just play him before I can even have an idea. All right, so Jaina, Bolt of the Storm removed. That's not going to be uncommon. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that quite yet. I think Bolt's really strong. I think it's Bolt is absurdly powerful, and actually I don't even know if it's like good for the game in the long run. But I don't know if removing it from Jaina specifically is that good, because Jaina fills a style of play that I think very few heroes kind of do for the time being, much like auto attackers in the game, and I like having that opportunity.
I know you're still there.
So I don't hate it because I think Bolt's overpowered, but at the same time, maybe Jaina's one of the ones should be re-questioned. Seriously, you skipped Illidan? I didn't skip Illidan. I literally just did his entire kit, majority of it. I stopped after halfway through because he's just so broken that, or not broken, but his idea is so broken that I just got to see how it plays out in real life. Because if it's not, like on paper, he looks like a god, but in practice, he could just be a joke. So I just got to play him out. Illidan's QQing in the background. Yeah, I got to get rid of him. There we go. All right, so improved ice block moved from 13 to 20. I don't like that at all. So, okay, so they're pretty much forcing Jaina to be an Icy Veins machine gun, kill whatever's in front of you, burst-oriented. I don't know. Was there a huge buff to hunt? Okay, I'll finish the Illidan. I tilted a lot of people by not doing that, apparently. All right, so reduces cooldown by sweeping strikes. Okay. Sixth Sense, the ability reduces... Oh, shit. That's a buff. That's crazy. Sixth Sense buff. Now only 2 abilities that would deal damage while evasion is at. Okay, so that is good. I love this. This is my favorite change about him right now. All right, Metamorphosis no longer increases attack speed. Okay, health bonus increase from 200. Oh shit, that's actually okay. That's a pretty big buff. Demonic form now also provides. Wow, now also provides 20. Okay, okay. The Hunt, Nowhere to Hide talent now passively reveals all heroes who are below 25% health. Oh shit. You're right. I should have read that. I don't even know, dude. Like oh man. Oh, that's terrifying. That's scary. Oh shit. I just don't know. That's one of those things where, okay, so if Illidan's kit is good enough to not need Metamorphosis to actually survive, then the Hunt and that tool as a closing gap closer becomes absolutely terrifying. It's one of those things where it's like, the only reason Metamorphosis is God tier was because you could dodge talents, it provided the survivability that he needed, and it promoted his ability to reset, which is now it's taking away the ability to reset. It does still add the health and defensive tools, which is definitely going to be needed, but his kit reset essentially might make it to where he not need those defensive tools of Metamorphosis, which then make the Hunt a powerful talent. If that's the case, the Hunt with 25%, the scariest thing about Illidan is the distance of safety where you start a fight. The distance of safety for your team, the farther away from the distance of safety, the higher probability that Illidan just 5-0 wipes your team if they even get one pick. So if you see this if there's a reveal on everybody else below 25% health, it essentially ensures that chasing gets even worsened. So now he's in a situation to where it's like, well, normally he'd lock in only 2 or 3 of the final kills. He goes, nope, Chuck Testa, we get 4 or 5. Holy shit, that audio is really, really loud right now from some random person who apparently I'm close to. Let me turn my audio down. And so that's why that change, if depends on how good his kit is without it, but if he needs it, that's actually it might be insane. It might be insanely powerful. That like this is if all the other changes about him were scary, but those changes mixed with this one make him like, hello, is this the new god, our one true Illidanger? All right, moving on to Jaina. Bolt of the Storm, Ice Block. I really hate this. 60. The cooldown reduced from 60 to 20 seconds. I like that, but I still don't. I don't like the fact that it's at 20. Duration was 2.5 seconds instead of 3. That doesn't really honestly matter to me. It's mainly about just dodging the initial spell. So, that is level talent, 20 talent, by the way. Yeah, I read that, Steve. That makes it. I like it. I like it, but I don't know. We'll see how it works out when it comes to the Hunt with that, and if he needs other 20s. It all comes down to if he needs other ones. But if he doesn't, that one's really terrifying. It's kind of like I shouldn't even talk about Gazlo anymore because he got reworked too. So. All right, so now we're moving on to Frostbite Ice Barrier, moved from 16 to 13. I like that. Actually, I don't like that. Okay, so let me talk about why. So, by transitioning Ice Block to be at level 20, so that takes away from the defensive skills of the 13 tier, which essentially leaves Icy Veins to be the only thing that's relevant at that tier. So then you go, wait a minute. What if we take Icy? So essentially, this aggressive flank style play coming out from Jaina is no longer going to be an option by removing number 1 Bolt, but then number 2 you have Ice Block at level 13, no longer an option. So by leaving 16 talent tier of Ice Barrier to be an option, obviously it's not the common go-to, but putting it at the same talent tier of Icy Veins, it essentially negates her ability to do that flank style play still, because it needed to be paired with Icy Veins to be relevant. So essentially you get that, you get the shield and you go Icy Veins, you flank the backline, and then you put yourself in a position where you're suiciding. But with Icy Veins proc, you do enough damage that the shield will essentially put yourself in a winning trade over your opponents. So even though you die, you get yourself in a winning trade. So by moving Ice Barrier to 13, you're essentially making it to where It's an option, but where it should be at a different tier to where Icy Veins and that shield should be an option, which allow two different styles of play. You still leave her machine gun, but you also still leave her ability to dive the backline, and that's kind of why I wish it wasn't adjusted to 13, and that's why I don't like it. I like it because Ice Barrier with other 16 talents sounds really, really appealing, but I hate the fact that it's not with Icy Veins being an option, and that's why that Jaina change is a little bit weird for me. And that's why I kind of, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Because I think straightforward why I don't like that. A lot of people would not totally understand. So, all right. So, Kael'thas. This hero has received significant changes. Gathering power removed. I like that. And Venom. Clairvoyance. Thank the fucking heavens. Why did he even have Clairvoyance? I don't even know. Arcane Barrier. Bolt of the Storm. Mana Addict talent. Upon gathering 25 globes, Kael'thas gains an Arcane Barrier ability. Oh, okay. So you essentially force him to have an advantage on 4-man small maps. Okay. This is maybe not. I just got showed this. Yeah, because that's balanced. I hate this game. All right. Anyways, let's keep going with this. We'll get to that eventually. All right, so Arcane Barrier. Activate Arcane Barrier shields equivalent to 100% of his health for 4 seconds, 45-second cooldown. I like it. I kind of like the fact, I don't know how I feel about this. I actually don't like it because it gains advantages on certain maps. Arcane Barrier, I don't know. We'll see how he got affected the rest of them. Fel Infusion.
Oh, baby, a triple.
Pterodactyl, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. All right, so Fel Infusion now increases ability power by 5%. I actually really like this. This is something I really enjoy.
Baby, a triple.
Briley TV, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 8th month in a row. I actually really enjoy this change, guys. The ability power by 5%. Mana tap redesigned. Activating Verdant Spheres restores 4% of maximum mana. Okay. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Sunfire enchantment. Damage reduced to 200. Sunfire enchantment. I don't even know. Can somebody? I forgot what talent that's even supposed to be. For your trait. Oh, is that the auto attack? With your trait? I don't know. We'll find out. New talent, Twin Spheres. Verdant Sphere gains an additional charge. It's the 7, the auto attack 7. Okay, so that's the auto attack 7. Was nerfed. Okay. So Twin Spheres. Verdant Spheres now gains an additional charge. This is fucking huge. Especially with that Fel Infusion opportunity now that's going to be provided. I actually like that. Oh, man. We'll find this out here. So, alright, so... Alright, so keep going in. Flame Strike. Damage has been reduced. I like that. Okay, so then scaling is the same. Damage empowered by Verdant Spheres reduced as well. Like that as well. Flamethrower removed. I like that. Convection has been redesigned. Increases talent damage by 5 for each enemy hit. Okay, so wait. Now increases Flame Strike damage by 5 for each enemy hero hit, up to 100 damage. Loses all upon health or upon death. When you take away Flamethrower, that makes that a lot weaker. So I already am I'm unattracted to that. Also, Flame Strike traditionally, when empowered, is used on minion waves, which if it hits a target, that's ideal. But I don't know how I feel about that right now. I don't like stacking upon death things, so we'll find out. Once Flame Strike reaches 100 bonus damage, gain an additional 50 bonus damage and keep all damage bonus permanently. Okay. Okay. Huh. That went from like 0 to 11 real fucking quick. Like what? We found Jimmy? I think we did. This is weird. This is a really weird... This is a weird fly design. So this is the second one they've done like this. That is something that we haven't seen from Blizzard, really. It's essentially that once you reach a certain point, you get a bonus amount. That's the second change they've done like that, and I don't know how I feel about that. That essentially once you hit a point, you evolve. I don't know how appealing that is, but that one is insane amount of damage, especially with still leaving the option of defensive tools at 1. I don't know how I feel about that. Then it's a new mechanic called Quest. Well, I don't like Quest mechanic. All right. So it rewards high skill play. I don't think so. I think it does the opposite. It rewards hitting your Q on a bunch of targets, but is that really high skill play? And essentially removing your opportunity to use your talents in orders that would benefit your team in the long run more effectively, or use it to where you concentrate on just getting max stacks till you hit a threshold to where you say, fuck you, pay me, because you do so much damage that nothing else matters. Is it really a mechanic that benefits skilled play? It benefits hitting your skill shots, but does that mean what skilled play is? That's like my real question. What is skilled play? Minimizing and maximizing your team's advantage to the best possible situation in the long run? Or does it put you in a situation where it forces you to essentially use your skills in one direction that eventually, if you don't suck and understand positioning to a little bit of an extent, you get into a situation where it gets you to where you're like, now I'm a fucking god. Like, is that skilled play? No. That's just throwing your shit at heroes and not dying. That's why I don't like that. It's not skilled play. A skilled player has a better odd of success with this talent, yes. But does that mean that it is the most skilled player? I don't think so. That's why I don't like it. I don't like quests. Report quests. I'm over them already. All right, hitting more than one hero with Flame Strike causes each to take equal to 8% of their maximum holy shit health. Oh my gosh. New talent. Hitting more than one hero with Flame Strike causes each to take 8% of their maximum health. Holy actual shit, dude. Oh, man. Oh, man. You can pretend to be the carry with these talents. That's a good way to look at it. All I can see is literally, this is how I view those quests and high skill play. As all I see is like a Kael'thas running around the map left and right, throwing out Flame Strikes, trying to hit as many people as he possibly can. Just hitting as many people as he possibly can, and then he dies, and then he's just like, guys, you're supposed to protect me. Like, he literally is neglecting all the map objectives, like, when it comes to contention. So think about Blackguard's Bay. He's not going to do shit with helping with that. He's just going to worry about poking, like, around the chest and shit, and he's going to risk any situation where he gets poked with his Q, and then he's going to eventually die, and then get tilted, rage at the rest of the team, and be like, didn't achieve my quest because I'm a skilled player. Or I'm not a skilled player. I don't know. It just seems like it's like, I don't know, lame. All right, Fury of the Sunwell, delay between flame. Yeah, delay between Flamewell casts reduced from 1 second to 0.5. That's actually terrifying, especially considering Flamewell or Flame Strike double Flamewell actually applies all the bonus damage that's going to be done here. That's actually insane. So, so it turns out Kael'thas is one of those heroes that Blizzard obviously wants to be relevant in every meta. He sat out for one meta, and they were like, guys, it was a little bit too much, don't you think? I think we should give him a step in the right direction. Also known as like just fucking give him God quests and make him do a shit ton of damage again. Cause I don't like this. I don't like a lot. I don't know. Dude, does anybody know for sure burned flesh and the bonus damage apply to Fury of the Sunwell? Does anybody know? Alright, so time for Living Bomb, because if that... Oh, fuck me, dude. Keep going, Dreadsalt, dude. Apparently this is too much. It's bad. You guys are getting hypey. You know this is bad, huh? Explosion radius increased by 10%. Already done reading the talent. I fucking hate it. Seriously? Seriously? That was like, that's the exact opposite of what this talent needed. This thing, it was so easy to spread. What the fuck? It was so unskill based. Oh my gosh. Explosion now spread Living Bomb to all nearby enemy heroes not already affected by it. What? What? Like it just insta spreads? Can no longer be cast on targets already affected by living bomb. Okay, that pulls it back just like a little bit, dude. But what the fuck? Oh man, chain bomb equals baseline KTOP. Oh gosh, dude. What the? It's like it's literally like just Oprah show, dude. It's like you get a chain bomb and you get a chain, and it's literally just everywhere, dude. It spreads on explosion. Either way, it's still crazy. That increased radius, I hate that. All right, so let's look at a little bit else. Pyromaniac cooldown reduction, decrease from 2 seconds to 1. I like it, especially with the 16 talent option. It makes a lot of sense. But now with that level 1 talent, you can essentially, or 16 talent, you essentially get fucking freeload chain bombs left and right, dude. We need an Oprah KT skin, dude. That would be god tier. Fission bomb 7 to 13. No longer increases living bomb damage. Well, at least we have one step in the right direction. Bonus to living bombs explosion radius reduced. Oh gosh. Bonus to living bombs explosion radius reduced from 30 to 20. Okay. Backdraft. Move from 17 to 13. Why would you ever make that a 13 talent? At least it's on contention with fission bomb? Question mark? I guess. Reduce movement slow. Reduce from 50 to 30. At least that's a thing. 16. Sun King's Fury. You can't proc it yourself. Convection, Maniatic are both tier 1. Okay. So, basic attack deals 50% affected by Living Bomb. Interesting. Living Bomb can now spread indefinitely between enemy heroes. What the fuck? Why? That's why Jaina needed her shit removed, so Kael'thas could become the one true level 20 god. Like, how is that fun? I just don't understand. It's like every bullet point of living bomb makes you want to fucking kill yourself. Oh gosh, I honestly don't know if this is gonna. It might be. Is it terrible? Have you guys played it? This is one. I'm just done. We'll play it. We'll figure it out. Fuck that. I don't like that at all. Gosh. Just sometimes you literally can't even, you know? Like, let's give them. Oh Jesus! It's seriously. I need an Oprah skin. Just you get a chain bomb and you get a chain bomb. It's so annoying. Verdant Spheres to empower gravity lapse now increases the duration of stun by 50%. Verdant Sphere now empowers gravity lapse. Now it also increases its stun duration by 50%. I need to read this a third time. Oh wait, no, that makes sense. Okay, so I like that. Holy shit, you guys are spamming. What's up? Kill is so stupid with baseline chain bombs. He is sick. You are forced into, but you are forced into mana active at 1. What's my favorite hero lore wise? I actually don't know. Question of living bombs stacks each other on the same target. There's a lot of questions on how chain bomb plays out that I gotta work on. Can't wait for State of the Nexus. Holy shit! I actually don't know very much lore when it comes to heroes, so sorry about that, boys. Gravity throw removed. Energy roll redesigned from 1 to 4. Hitting an enemy hero reduces the cooldown of gravity lapse by 7 seconds. At level 4, the contestant for that with chain bomb going down. Is there something else at that tier that's really good tier? If there's nothing else to contest, that's an insane buff. Gravity lapse range 30% refunds mana hit by gravity lapse. Netherwind, nice, I guess, but it's way more worried about his Q and his W. You can't DWW the same target anymore. I mean, that is true, but I still don't know if that's fun. You can still do it. Can you do it to minions? That's the most crucial thing. How does it affect minion weights? There's just so many things of how it plays out that I have to test. Gravity lapse causes enemies to take 25% bonus damage from Kael'thas at level 4. That's actually crazy. The amount of burst potential he gains with that, he can just one-shot somebody. Speed no longer on the E, making gravity laps harder to hit, which is going to be nice, but... It looks like Living Bomb doesn't spread to minions, which is a huge nerf. That is definitely something that's very, very relevant. Only spreads a hero. Can't cast on summons and minions, but no spread. Okay. That's really good then. Yeah, Kael'thas looks scary. Right now, he's my MVP of this. Right now, Kael'thas. Illidan's my second MVP for sure, but we obviously haven't gotten that deep. Ultralisk, attack damage increase, not going to matter. She has way too many other problems. Egg lifetime decreased. Holy shit. The health decreased by a lot, dude. I mean, Kerrigan, you're still going to be one-shot by anybody you play with, so it doesn't really matter. Hello? Alright, Lunara. Choking Pollen. Damage increased from 50% to 100%. Holy shit. That's an insane buff. That's an insane buff. That's Choking Pollen. Am I reading this right? That's 16, right? 16 Q proc? Am I wrong for that? Am I crazy?
Oh, baby, a triple!
Yeah, that's our Q. That's... Radio Suicide, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for, gosh, how long is that? It's the first rescribe, actually, or subscribe. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, that's insane. That's actually a huge buff. I think that's underestimated. This was my favorite talent before. Now it's just God tier. I don't know.
I have waited too long.
I don't know. I want to see how that's going to affect her. We'll see if it gets played out. I also was weird on my Lunara build. I don't know. I liked Nature's Culling before it was cool because I'm a hipster. I also really like this, so I don't know. We'll worry about it. We'll see how it goes in, man. All right, Crippling Spores. Let them wither. The slow amount applied by Crippling Spores no longer decays over its 3-second duration.
Baby, a triple!
Here we go. Oh man, how do I say this? Hey, you DJ, welcome to Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Slow amount did reduce. Okay. Oh, that's only 351 damage at max level. I guess that's not as big as I'd hoped. Damn, that sucks. It just sounds insane because it's literally double. All right, so you guys say Tychus is the one true savior of this patch. Holy shit. Let's find out. F5 the page they added Butcher. Oh, fuck. Okay, Butcher's here. Targets affected by Lambda's solder are now silenced for the ability's duration. Wait, what? What? Why?
Stop watching me. I'm not
Oh, baby, a triple!
Jinthak, welcome to Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for subscribing. Why? Why is this a thing? If you can't just force him to be stuck in one position for long enough, you just have to make him silence too? What? What the fuck? Why? It's got a huge range. Have you guys ever taken a minute to look at the range of how big that shit is?
waited too long.
Duration reduced at least. That's good. Lambda Slaughter, chains, and silence effects will now be removed if the target becomes invulnerable or unstoppable. So at least if they're cleansed, it gets removed? So it's cleansable, and then it got 30-second changes. That's way weird. So 3 seconds, huge range, way longer cooldown.
Stop watching me. I'm not going to do anything.
I don't know how I feel about this. I actually have no idea how I feel about this. I don't think I like, even with that buff. It's too big of a nerf, I think. I think Butcher's kit, its strength is that it's always like up and ready to go. You know, he's about to give you that big dick damage, but like now he's in a situation where he's notoriously been very, very vulnerable as a hero, and you put him into a situation to where his shit's not only like avoidable through cleanse, but then he's also into a situation to where the duration's limited. I just feel like that's too big of a nerf to justify the adjustments, but maybe I'm wrong. It might be really good isolation on the healer tool that I'm missing out on, but I just feel like his kit innately was powerful only in the sense that it was just raw fucking damage all the time, whereas he doesn't really have that so much anymore. So I don't know if I actually like that. That reads really crazy, but maybe I'm wrong.
Stop watching me.
It's Silence of the Lambs that counts. You're right. It is Silence of the Lambs now, dude. That's actually funny. That's actually hilarious. All right, here we go. It's an AoE silence at 20. That is true. That's insane.
I have waited too long.
But now with supports, oh man, with supports not being able to cleanse themselves too, actually, this might be way better than I'm giving credit. That's one I gotta see it play out. All right, Tychus. Let's just start with what he has, not with, oh, he doesn't have Bolt. Regen Master was removed. Scouting Drone, Focus, Vamp, First Aid, Sizzling, Problem Solver, Executioner, Stone Skin. I didn't see Melting Point removed. Is Melting Point Tychus the dream? Relentless, named Relentless Soldier, moved from 13 to 7. Duration of Sun Silence decreased from 50% to 33. Okay. So a pseudo Relentless at 7 tier. New talent, Master Assassins. Hero takedowns increase attack speed by 2% up to 20. Wait, what? Hero... Wow. While at maximum stacks, Tychus gains an additional 10% attack speed. What is up with these stupid-ass quests? I'm sick of these things. Stop it. Don't give me any more stupid-ass quests. Oh, my gosh. I don't like this at all. Why? These quests are not fun. This isn't skilled. This doesn't make me good. It makes my team's lead even fucking harder to come back from. That's all it does. This isn't skill. I'm not good because hero takedowns. Takedowns are any involvement whatsoever. I can literally fucking fart on a hero and it counts as a takedown. I sit next to them and it counts as a takedown. Gathering power works the same way. That shit is just freeload to get. And then it's like, hey, by the way, if your team manages to, you just managed to fucking circle jerk around your team while they carry you 10 times, we're going to compliment you like you completed a quest. That's not good. You aren't good. I don't like this. Why? Why is this a thing? Stop, Blizzard. I want to love you, but you just make it so hard. Alright, Neo Steel Coating. Activate to reduce the ability damage by 50% for 3 seconds, 30-second cooldown. Holy shit, is that good. Not only is that good, why the fuck haven't we seen that talent on tanks for like, I don't know, ever ago? That's literally something that everyone's been asking to be an option for tanks for like a year? And they were like, no. Ability damage should never be able to be dealt with. Spell shield that can be damaged by fucking auto attacks with Giant Killer. Obviously, that's the answer. But then Tychus now in his rework gets the god of all spells on a 30-second cooldown. Basic attacks deal 1% of the maximum health as damage. Holy shit, with that 30% attack speed? Seriously? That's 20 though. That's at 20. Okay.
Stop watching me. I'm not going to do anything cute.
Alright, so let's look into this here. Sorry, I was reading chat for a second. Minigun has been redesigned. Well, that's good because it was trash before. No longer requires a wand up. Well, that was part of the reason it was trash, so that's good. Activated to be cause basic attacks against a hero to deal damage equal 15.5. Wait. Activate to cause basic attacks to deal. Holy shit, are you serious? Seriously? Everybody gets percentile damage now? Rapid fire, lock and load, both those sucked ass, so good. Minigun's active. Each basic attack instant permanently increases its duration by 0.03. That's pretty crazy. New. Keep in mind, Tychus's health and ultimates, at least right now, haven't been affected, which are crucial to his success as AA Tychus. Minigun is active. Each basic attack. Okay, increases the duration. All block talents got buffed though. They did, but I don't know if it's justified for all these kind of changes. Decrease minigun cooldown by 4 seconds. Okay, that's insane. Increase minigun damage bonus by 3%. How come everybody gets percent damage now? Minigun bonus damage by 3% of the target's maximum health against enemies, heroes who are above 40% health. So he's the tank killer in that sense. Okay. Remember when they said they were not going to make this game complex and like noob friendly, and then they drop shit like this now? Can we just give up on that noob friendly thing and start making everybody like cool stuff?
I'm not going to do anything cute.
Jesus, dude. She rips people apart. Lunara's tilting me in the background. All right. We'll fix that. Increase minigun to 40% health. Minigun no longer affects targets under 40% health. Okay. But the other version of minigun affects below 40% health, correct? So this version, the activated version, but not the talent tier version. No. So that's all versions. Okay, so that's like a tank killer talent option. Oh, I like that. Tychus is healed for 100% of the damage dealt while minigun is active. I don't know how I feel about that. 100% of the damage dealt. That's 100% return lifesteal against max health. That's insane. He did get an HP increase. Did I miss that? Oh shit, he did. Okay, so he did get an HP increase. Okay, that's really huge. That's huge. Holy shit. And then he gets lifesteal. That's that effective at 13. That's crazy. Armor piercing rounds removed from 1 to 16. So his Q's essentially ass in the early game. I got it. But it's an option with a bonus of 30% damage. That's crazy amount of damage. He's just like, I was playing Tychus yesterday, and Tychus alone could almost one-shot Vala and Nova with your Q if you just channel it the whole way. So with that 50%, I think he might just like actually rip a new asshole of those type of heroes. That's terrifying if that's a good 16 talent. And his auto attacks are good enough in the early game to justify that. Spray and pray. Yo, melting point was removed. Why? Honestly, I get why it's removed, but it just like that was the reason Tychus became like the hot back in the day. Armor piercing rounds 1 to 16. We went over that. Spray and pray talent 4 to 13. Bonus to overkill range increased by 15 to 25. I like that, but it's at 13, so maybe not. Lead rain 13 to 16. Lead rain so god tier. I don't think I would take that over this bonus damage. Shredder grenade, just because without the bonus damage, essentially your Q is useless, so getting the slow doesn't matter. Shredder grenade remove. Okay, concussion 16 to 7. Frag grenade radius by 25. Doesn't matter because I don't have melting point. And I'm going auto attack anyways now, so why would I want to worry about my W? 16 Titan grenade. Enemy heroes take damage equal to 5% of their maximum health. I think I would rather one-shot a squishy than worry about this, but I might be wrong about that. I think that's composition dependent, definitely, to say the least, but we'll see. That's kind of interesting. Unique approach, which then makes the concussion grenade talent at 7 more relevant. So we'll find out how to play that out. That's cool. That's also the 7 talent tier is pairing with the Relentless, I am told, which is something to be considered when running AA. So I don't know. We'll find out. You got to play that one out. Cooldown increase. Okay, so run and gun, your E increase. I like the fact that they increased that. I think that's very much a must since they've made him a balls deep hero. Talent.
Oh, baby, a triple.
See, Courtney, welcome to 24. Welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 3rd month in a row. All right, so now what are we at? Dash talents functionality. Gather globes to increase movement speed, run and gun. After reaching, stop this shit, dude.
So your team decided to pick a 4-man robe squad on Tomb of the Spider Queen and Dragonshire. So we're gonna compliment you for doing nothing in the 4-man because you have no wave clear because your Q sucks dick. We took away your level 1 and we melting point doesn't exist. So we're gonna compliment you for doing things like sticking with your team that's carrying you. Yeah, that's really skilled play there.
Fuck this, dude. They should not do that. Stop. Every single one of them. Running guns range by 50%. That's so stupid. Especially when you put it on globes, because then on certain maps it just fuck this, dude. I don't like this at all. All right, new talent, shrug it off. Running gun grants resistance, reducing incoming damage by 25%. What? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Press the advantage. Running gun, basic attack range by 25%. This is one of those things I just gotta play the guy before I can scale all those. Running gun, 3 charges, mana, 3 charges. That's crazy. At level 20, I don't know about that though. That might be good. Draken laser, health increased. That's good. The laser needed the health increase. Attack range increased by a lot. Good job. Odin was unscathed. All right, will be interesting to see then. I feel like we were gonna see something from Odin here. Am I drunk? I really felt like we were gonna read Odin somewhere in here. So, okay, so in chat I'm getting asked, do I hate Regen Master, Conjurer's Pursuit, Season Markman, Taste for Blood? How is it any different than that? So, I don't necessarily love those plays, but I don't totally hate it. Okay, so let me talk about this. So, what is the difference from Conjurer's Pursuit and running with all the rest? So I think that's totally fine. The reason I don't really actually enjoy the running around for a quest is because it gets you into a situation to where, so if I'm going Conjurer's Pursuit and I'm going with the globes and I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I'm getting a shit ton of globes, like on Stitches, and I'm getting a shit ton of health, that's totally fine. I just don't think it's fun to put it at a point where the team who gets the spike and power, like you get it when you hit the threshold to where you gain your quest and you gain that spike in power. I don't like that because I feel like it's already, if you're in a situation, for the most part, it leads to a situation to where the snowball is going to be a little bit harder for the most part, especially on smaller maps. Tomb of the Spider Queen specifically is already a map that the running the 1-4 is huge, and the snowball usually leads pretty hard. So then it puts you in a position to where not only do you have the power disadvantage because you can maintain the 1-4 with your opponents, but you're also into a situation where you also have significant amount of disadvantage because you don't have your quest filled. You aren't so I feel like it just snowballs certain maps and certain situations a little bit more. But Conjurer's Pursuit and stuff scales it, like, pretty much if you want to get the other globes and stuff and you go out of your way to get them, that's fine. But you are going up at a linear rate at all points. You're gathering and it's benefiting you in the long run, but it doesn't even put you into a situation to where you get this large power spike and then you can't deal with what your opponent's doing any longer. And those things only affect your mana and your health regen. The health regen's the only thing that can significantly really be that broken. Then none of them have been like other utility skills or damage, which is where it becomes way the comeback material of this game, which is already debatably difficult depending on the map and the composition and a lot of other variables, is very hard in this game. Like you can't even fight talent tiers down for the most part other than a couple of them. And already putting that, then mixing the fact that you just can't contest when it comes to damage already from the scaling of levels and everything else, I think it's just too much of a snowball, and it doesn't promote what skilled players are, which is what one of the people in chat argued, is that it promotes skilled play. It doesn't. It just snowballs harder, and I just feel like it's not fun for the game. I don't think it provides anything that's like good for the game. Holy cow, really appreciate what you do for the community. Love your content, streaming, positive attitude, analytical casting. Where I marry me, no homo. I will marry you, all the homo. Maybe if you took talent later one, but it gets an active later, I think that would be fine. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of problems that I'd have to find a way to approach, but that's kind of my struggle here with the current system. All right, so let's move on to the next heroes, guys. If everybody's broken, no one's broken. I don't believe that. I don't like that approach, but YOLO. Abathur? What?
Oh, baby, a triple.
Sepher32, welcome to Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 6th month in a row. I just love that Abathur gets a change, and it's literally one line and so specific. Abathur clone will get Karazim's trait. I love that. I absolutely love that. It's needed, but I find it hilarious.
Oh, baby, a triple.
The Rope TV, welcome to Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. This was a very Jimmy moment, but it was needed. It was needed, dude. Actually, how does this change, like, kind of effect? It depends if the bonus damage scaling goes with his damage. Passive at level 1, that makes Apather's damage insane. But it wouldn't spike with the level 1, so never mind. He wouldn't get the trait. That's funny. That sucks. Sucks to suck, but it's interesting.
Oh, baby, a triple!
Big Ben Banger, welcome to Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. Alright, so Gazlowe rework, boys. Demolitionist gone? Why? Promote? Mule? That's actually kind of the thing, at least for back in the day. First Aid, Burning Rage, Stone Skin, Fury, Hardened Shield. The fact that you even got that shit.
Forever dead. My team is forever dead.
Chat spam Dread W.
Thank you very much, Hibachi, for the donation. I appreciate it, man. Salvager. Alright, so here we go. Salvager, new talent, active to create 1 scrap every 5 seconds near Gazlowe. Holy shit. The chat spam. Oh, man. Alright, so activate to create 1 scrap every 5 seconds near Gazlowe. 60-second cooldown. That's already at level 20, so honestly, I don't even care without seeing the rest of his kit. Mana cost, 10 mana cost increase. Okay, range increased by approximately 27%. What a rather specific number. Oh, man. Long range turrets removed. Take one damn day, and you're on. Why? All right, so long range turrets removed. Okay, that's interesting. Rocket turrets deal 25 more damage when Gazlowe is in their attack range. Okay, so building a village and staying inside of it's going to gain you more, but that's already at level 16, so is that relevant? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. Goblin Fusion at 4 to 16. I don't even remember what that does, honestly. Is that the freezing? No, it isn't. Hyper Focus Coil 16 to 7. I don't even memorize all his talents, honestly. I think these are his Kamehameha hitting really hard with it, and getting the 3rd level. Alright, firing Death Laser causes rockets to fire its own Death Laser. What? That's level 20, though. That's so lame. You can't make Gazlowe good only at level 20. Charging Death Lasers to 2nd and 3rd power levels increases the turret range of Death Laser. That seems so sweet. Hyper Focus is the one that makes it charge twice as fast. Yeah, that one's actually really needed. So that makes sense that it's moving to 7. Explodium Charge. Mana cost reduced. Good. Cooldown increased. Not good. It's a really strong stun, actually. That kind of makes sense. But, I mean, Gazlowe sucks, so let's make him good first. Reduces the cooldown of Explodium Bombs by 2 seconds. Adds... Wait. So, level 4. Reduces the cooldown of bombs by 2 seconds. Adds 2 charges of Rocket Turret when hitting an enemy hero with Explodium Bomb. Increases the cast rate. Has Gazlowe even been reworked? Like, I was expecting, like, fucking whole new kit. This is, like... Some of his talents suck. Some of his shit is like gone from bad to just not cancer bad. You can now press R to manually target active turrets. What the fuck? That was it? This is what we've been waiting for. Gazlowe, notoriously the longest rework setup hero that's ever been talked about, getting a Gazlowe rework. And it was Gazlowe. And this is it. It just seems so not... I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's really good. Maybe it's kind of good. Maybe it's... I don't know. I'm just... Every other one, I'm like, pew, there's fireworks and shit, like, pew, 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 pew. Holy shit, this is like, oh, Tychus is a new hero. And it's like, holy shit, Kael'thas can infinite chain bombs. And it's like, Illidan has all the fucking dodging and resets. And then you're like, and here comes Gazlowe in the bottom lane. It turns out his shit's almost identical to what it was before. So this was a really great rework on our half. Thank you for tuning in. This will be our patch notes. It just seems so Resident Sleeper comparatively, you know? I don't know. Like, I do think obviously they made changes, which he needed. I think there's some of the changes were needed, but I just feel like it's not fun to compare the two. So we'll gotta go. Block talents named Fish Tank provides 2 block charges. Each charge reduces damage taken from basic incoming attack. Okay. So that's totally fine. Fish Tank. Murloc, damage increased. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Damage increased. I like it. I like it, Murky. I see you working. Gargantuan. Only fucking thing changed on Nazebo is Gargantuan. I'm over it. Okay. Sylvanas is crazy long. Why did you buff Vikings? Please don't. Olaf Stout. Time between block stacks. Okay, it's not that bad. Alright, Sylvanas. This hero has been significant. Basic attack damage increased. Finally, she does something more than a walking queue. Remorseless. Move to 16. Bonus damage. That's actually crazy relevant. This is insanely relevant. Depending on if her other 16 suck ass. Possession. Turned a non-catapult enemy minion, store up to 3 charges. So you mean you thought... Okay, so literally they admitted that ultimate was so unimpactful that it became a level 7 talent. And level 7 is debatably one of the mid-level talent tiers when it comes to power spikes. Probably one of the least impactful. I'd say below top 5. And now it's that talent. That's where it is. That's how bad that was. That's crazy. Burger987, welcome to the Dreadnaught Club, man. Thank you for resubscribing for the 4th month in a row. All right, so Black Arrows, corruption was removed. Okay. Overwhelming Affliction moved from 13 to 16. Slow amount increased from 5 to 6%. Paralysis moved from 4. I never even took Overwhelming half the time, so I don't feel like I like that. Paralysis moved from 4 to 1. Okay, duration reduced. All right, I see you working. I'd still take Barb Shot. Oh wait, it was moved, so never mind. Nearby non-boss allied mercenaries deal 50% more damage. Interesting. Mercenary Queen. Huh. That's strange. That'll be interesting to see if that sees play. It's all about comparing to our other level 1s, which are obviously fucking crazy now. So, Overflowing Quiver, Paralysis, Mercenary Queen. It depends what Overflowing Quiver is, if it's the same. That's really interesting. Alright, here we go. Keep going. Damage increased on your Q by a lot. That was good. Huge, but it still makes her insanely powerful. With Barb Shot specifically on the minion waves. Corruption removed. Splinter Shot removed. With the Wind has been moved. I like that. Barb Shot. It's been moved to 4. So you can get Barb Shot and With the Wind. Holy shit. Evasive Fire has been moved from 13 to 16. Okay. Overflowing Quiver now releases a free withering whenever a nearby ally or enemy minion dies. The free shot can only hit non-heroic targets. That might be the go-to. It might be. It provides her early game wave clear to be more dominant, which is typically really relevant when playing Sylv. Obviously, this rework might change it, but I think probably Quiver might be more relevant. But we'll find out. We'll try it out. Getting an additional charge of Withering Fire. Charges 33% faster. Huh. I would still rather have With the Wind, so yeah. Life Drain here, 7 to 13. Lost Soul is moved from 1 to 4. Damn, she got crazy adjustment. I want to just talk about mind control. I don't want to talk about the rest. Alright, so moving in. Cold Embrace, the talent's functionality has changed. No longer reduces Shadow Dagger's range. Only the initial dagger... only the initial Shadow Dagger target becomes vulnerable. That is a huge nerf to this. This is absolutely huge. Alright, remove. Windrunner from 16 to 13. Okay. Withering Fire... Charges now refill after charges now refill after teleporting. Okay. The duration in which Haunting Wave can be cast And the second time for free has been increased from 2 to 5 seconds. That's fucking huge. Oh, compared to that's gonna be strange. What is that compared to? Evasive fire. What does evasive fire do off the top of my head? Here, hold on. Let me move this self. Oh shit. Talents. I really should memorize every talent name. Movement speed. So movement speed is really relevant. That's a good question. Movement speed, a nerfed cold embrace, which will be relevant. Overwhelming affliction, or remorselessness. Honestly, remorselessness is just seems to make her too strong to honestly pick anything else. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the burst provided would be justified. I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. While inside Nidus Worm, health and mana are now restored equal to the rate of Hall of Storms. Hello, Jimmy. We have found you. Nidus Worm can now be cast inside another Nidus Worm. What the fuck? Zagara now exits Nidus Worm instantly and can also exit by right-clicking the mini-map. This might be scary. This might be huge. It might also just not. I don't know how I feel about this. This is going to be fun. All I know is I have a lot of cheese that I want to fuck around with right now. That's all I feel about that one right there. I forgot about mind control. Sorry, boys. I skipped it. I forgot. Calm down. Alright, so after channeling the level 1, I turned down chat and I got distracted. Somebody said something. Somebody also just subscribed and I didn't say who it was. That was my bad. Alright, after channeling for 1 second, gain control of an enemy hero for 2.5 seconds. See if Steve linked this to me earlier, dude. It just looks crazy. I want to play with that first, honestly. But I want to play Dehaka, honestly, most. This functionality has been changed to mind control. Now increases target's movement speed by 100%, so you can displace the shit out of them. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I just... This might be okay. It might be. I'm trying to be optimistic. I really want to be optimistic. So this is terrifying because it could just be is insanely broken, but maybe it forces her to be in such a vulnerable spot that it doesn't matter. I don't know, but with the double E now, I don't know how I feel about that, dude. It's a 3.5 second self-stun. Okay, so the 3.5 second self-stun is why it might make it really bad. We'll find out. I think it's interesting, to say the least. Brightwing, damage reduction on E has been changed. That doesn't do jack shit because she's still on par to an average block. It depends on the range as well. The range is huge in relevance for that, so. Fast fleet damage amount. Okay, wow, that doesn't matter. So let's just keep nerfing Rhaegar until he's literally one dead dog. Johanna, damage reduction amount increased from 50. Okay, well, yep. Grizzled Bear, man. Out of all the things, Rexar's adjustment here, man. This is a huge buff. I think this is really what he needed to see relevant play here. As you can tell, if you are an animal-based hero, Lily, Rhaegar, Brightwing, Rexar, if you're any one of those, like any animal-based hero, Blizzard doesn't give a shit about you. Go home. And bug fixes. I don't know if there's gonna be a major bug that was needed. Stitches, Butcher, Rhaegar Fair Lunge properly connecting, regen globes, now healing. Alright, fixed an issue, which caused several, okay, floating combat. I'm not even gonna read through these. If there's one major bug that's really big, then I'll read it. But other than that, we're just gonna try and start and play the game. Because we haven't gotten to play this patch yet, and I just want to win the video game. Alright, so is there anything else I need to be touching up on, guys? You guys see anything major that you want to see me go? Alright, so we're going to be inviting people here. We're going to be moving towards doing some quick match I'm going to invite some people here. For anybody who wants to be in here, these are kind of like the guys who are here all the time because they're in my Discord and everything else. But join the channel / join Dreadnaught or Dreadnaught. Yeah, just join the channel Dreadnaught and you have the opportunity to play, and we'll do some quick match. Do Illidan again. I missed it. You can go look at the VOD if you want to see that, or I'm going to be putting it up on YouTube. So go ahead and do that there. Other than that, we're going to get game number 1. Do you guys...